बिल्लाहि मिनश्शैतानिर्रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम. Dear friends, welcome to Idea Foundation Forum. In the last lecture, we introduced new series of lectures titled Qur'anic Philosophy of Unity in Diversity. We concluded our discussion on an important statement that there is nothing self-centered. Everything sustains with Allah's command. Listen again. There is nothing self-centered. Everything sustains with Allah's command. Allah's command, Amr, or divinity, is centered in every particle of His creation, which manifests Allah's all-pervasive presence in His creation and absolute authority all around. This reality is the subject matter of today's lecture named Allah, His Divinity and Creation. Before we proceed on the subject, it must be clearly known that Allah's command, Amr, or divinity, is His personal and eternal attribute, while creation has its ultimate end. It has to end and limited purpose. What includes creation and what includes divinity are listed in the chart displayed on the screen. Please have a look. So, dear friends, at this point of time, scientific research has immensely has made convenient for us, eased for us to understand several divine mysteries revealed in the Qur'an about 1500 years ago, which could not be previously understood because of intellectual limitations of the humanity. A comparison of the information revealed by the Qur'an and stock of information accumulated by scientific discoveries has proven the former as predominant precursor of the latter, which we will discuss in detail in some exclusive lectures. Here, now, we will focus on various segments of the creation converged into its single source, manifesting unity of the Creator. Likewise, we will see how the divine direction sustaining and controlling a single particle is ultimately netted into a divine order, witnessing the unity of Allah. Dear friends, the chart shown on the screen presents Allah's existence having two aspects: Allah's divinity, the eternal divine truth, and His creation. One is creation, the other is divinity of Allah. In the usual discourse, in general discussion, the creation reveals the attributes and characteristics of the Creator. The immensity of the grand creation, the universe, is awesomely so pluralistic and gigantic in its size and composition that the accumulated knowledge of the man so far could hardly observe just a tip of its iceberg. Tip of its iceberg. It means if the universe is the iceberg, man knows only a tip of it. That too, not with much surety. Most modern scientific research, despite depending on a lot many assumptions and revisions, is neither sure of origin nor endgame of the universe and is grossly bewildered by the perceived images of dark matter and black holes. Black hole is the end point of the grand creation of the present universe or emergence of a new universe. The science, despite its tall claims, is helplessly ignorant. Is the black hole destruction of the existing universe or recreation of yet another universe with its new laws is the most significant question raised by Stephen Hawking in his book A Brief History of Time. So, dear friends, now let us see the integrative framework of the creation and divine order revealed in the Qur'an, removing the confusions created by scientific research I have just mentioned. The Qur'an gives guiding details on the immensity of the universe and great abilities of its creator and commanding authority emanating from his divine order that directs the unified laws of nature. Immensity of the universe bears no bounds, no limits, no bounds. Even the part of the universe observed so far puts forward such a colossal estimation that human comprehension is perplexed, confused. The creation of this universe of immeasurable and unimaginable magnitude gives a fair idea of the greatness of its creator, which cannot be described even if seas of ink and intellect could be employed. Ayat 109 of Surah Al-Kahf candidly explains this reality in the words, "Listen, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, say to them, say to non-believers, if the waters of the ocean were to become ink to write the words of my Lord, it would exhaust. But the words of my Lord will not exhaust. Nay, even if we brought as much ink again and again, it will not suffice for that." Just imagine the beauty of the statement, the beauty of the attribute. Likewise, Ayat 27 of Surah Luqman says, "And if whatever trees upon the earth were pens to write, and the sea was ink, replenished thereafter by 7 more seas, the words of Allah would not be exhausted. Indeed, Allah is exalted in might and wisdom." Dear friends, the Quran also reveals Allah's all-pervasive nature, omniscience, and His commanding attributes in its verses. Ayat 103 of Surah Al-An'am says how the man is helpless in comprehending Allah and His universe, while there is nothing of the universe hidden from His gaze, from Allah's sight. The ayat reveals, listen, "La tudrikuhul absaru wa huwa yudrikul absar wa huwa al-latiful khabir." Vision perceives him not, but he perceives all vision, and he is the subtle, the acquainted, knowing everything. Allah's control and command over each and every element of the universe is internally cohesive and perfectly spirited with the unified divine order. Thus, Allah is the living force, driving force, the essence of the universe, as Ayat 35 of Surah An-Nur puts it in the words. Listen. Allahu nurus samawati wal arz. Allah is the light of the heavens and the earth. Dear friends, almost all the well-known scientists, physicists, including Stephen Hawking and Roger Penrose, the leading physicists of the modern era, acknowledge the universe as a perfectly integrated, unified, and disciplined network of elements exploded out of a tiny singular source of negligible size at a moment popularly known as the Big Bang. These elements made of protons, neutrons, and electrons are the building blocks, are the bricks and mortar, building blocks of all the constituents of the universe, whether it is an atom or it is the star, galaxy, sun, moon, earth. It is appreciable that the physicists could reach overwhelming consensus on the consistency of the existing unified universal system a few decades ago, not far away. But despite their best efforts, they could neither find the predecessor of the tiny singular source from where the existing universe emerged, took place, started, nor they could identify the force that turns particles, tiny particles, into protons, neutrons, or electrons. Their materialist mindset, scientists' material mindset, did not let them peep into the divinity operating behind the matter. They must show magnanimity, grace. They must show some magnanimity by setting aside their materialist biases for a moment to seek some guidance from the divine information revealed by the Qur'an about 1500 years ago. Such pursuits may open new vistas of knowledge, leading the scholars to greater wisdom and more comprehensive view of the universe. Its originator, and the unified divine order permeating through all the integrating constituents of the universe, starting from the galaxies of the stars, adding to the tiniest atoms, as explained in the chart shown on the screen. Some Quranic verses are being referred to explain the integrated framework of creation, the universe, and the command, the divine order, and to know how they converge to manifest the unity of Allah. Ponder on these points. Dear friends, now look at the ayat that indicate how the divinity or command of Allah or the divine order is permeated, seeped into, working behind throughout the universe, directing its each and every element, big or small, to work under a unified mode, ensuring complete submission to the will of Allah and amazing balance amazing balance, internal cohesion, and consistency, which the modern science has acknowledged today, a few decades ago. Ayat 5 to 7 of Surah Rahman say, the sun, let me read the Arabic. Ash-shamsu wal-kamaru bihusban, wan-najmu wash-shajaru yasjudan, was-samaa'a rafa'aha, wa wada'a al-mizan. Let's see the translation. The sun and the moon move by precise calculation. By precise calculation, and the stars and the trees prostrate, submit to the will of Allah, and the heaven He raised and imposed the balance. The balance. Note the words, precise calculation. What is precise calculation? The movement and life of each and every cosmic phenomenon is predetermined and well calculated. It is challenge to the experts of calculus and mathematics. Physics today, not 1500 years ago, today, a few decades ago, physics today gives estimation that by converting mass to energy, the sun loses 4.3 billion kilogram or 4 million metric tons of mass every second. At this rate of speed, the sun would last 10 trillion years before it runs out of mass, when it will lose its relevance. And Qur'an has told us that ultimately the sun is moving towards its end. Note the words, the stars and trees prostrate. Stars represent cosmic monsters, big things, and trees, tiny creature of land, but both submit to a unified divine order. It also refers to innumerability of stars and trees. Neither you can count trees nor you can count stars. It is all estimation, which the science has told us. Note the words balance. Heavens have been sustaining in balance since the creation of the universe, showing perfect consistency and cohesion, submitting to a unified divine order. Ayat 29 of Surah Rahman confirms perfectly singular divine control over each and every constituent of the universe without distinction. That ensures consistency, singular divine control ensures complete consistency in the affairs of the universe. The ayat also refers to the growing nature of the universe. Growing nature. When science told us? Science told this feature of the universe, expanding nature of the universe in 1929. Now note the words of the ayat. Whoever is within the heavens and the earth asks Him. Every day He is adding glory to it. Yas'aluhu man fis samawati wal arz. Yas'aluhu man fis samawati وَالْأَرْضِ كُلَّ يَوْمٍ هُوَ فِي شَأْنٍ. It's Surah Rahman. Ayat 3-4 of Surah Al-Mulk throw an open challenge to everyone. He is astronomer or a physicist or anybody of any age. If anyone could point out any inconsistency in the cosmic order, can anyone? No. It also reveals the fact of multiple layers of cosmic system, of which only a tip could be observed by the man, while the monstrous iceberg is yet remains unseen and probably will remain so in view of gigantic growth and emerging phenomena of the universe like black holes and dark matter. Note the words of the ayat. Listen. And who created 7 heavens in layers. You do not see in the creation of the most merciful any inconsistency. So return your vision to the sky. Do you see any breaks? This is question, challenge. Then return your vision twice, again and again and again. Your vision will return to you humbled while it is fatigued. Allahu Akbar. This is the grace of my Allah. Let us also see ayat 5 of Surah Al-Mulk. It says, and we have certainly beautified the nearest earthly heaven, means Milky Way, with stars, and have made from them what is thrown at the devils, and have prepared for them the punishment of the blaze. The ayat has very precisely, targetedly described the immensity of the universe vis-a-vis the earth by calling the Milky Way galaxy heavenly universe, heavenly galaxy, consisting of billions of stars, our neighborhood comprising billions of stars as the neighborhood of the earth. Now just imagine the size of the universe where the stars are the neighborhood of the earth and smallest star is millions times bigger than the earth, and the nearest star one is billion kilometers away from our lands. Note the words of later half of the ayat. We have made from the stars. It is very important. Focus on it. We have made from them what is thrown at the devils, and have prepared for them the punishment of the blaze. I will invite modern physicists. I will call attention of modern physicists to look deep into this message, which may help them better understand the cosmic phenomenon of the black hole. We will also discuss this phenomenon in one of our lectures in days to come. Dear friends, the subject we discuss today has been referred at several places in the Qur'an. A few references have been shown on the screen for much deeper study by the intending audience. Note the references. We conclude our discussion here. These programs are recorded both in Urdu and English. Their videos can be watched on ideafoundation.com.pk website or its YouTube channel and Facebook. Their written versions are also available on the Idea Foundation's website. Please note code number of this program Idea 2 R2 or lecture 153 www.ideafoundation.com.pk. All friends are requested to subscribe the Foundation's YouTube web channel for the benefit of this noble cause. Thank you friends for participation. Allah Hafiz.